Hello everyone, we're live. Um, just an impromptu sort of. I didn't know whether I was going to do it, as I mentioned at the end of last week's stream. I wasn't 100% sure whether I was going to do one this week because I'm away for the week and I just didn't know what my plans would be on an evening. But I'm not doing anything, so I thought I'd come on a little bit later. It'll be a bit shorter than normal. It'll probably just be 2 hours. I'll probably only go till 10. Well, we'll see how we go because at the moment I'm flying solo. We may get some people joining in later on in the stream, but I still wanted to give it a go and see how it goes, because obviously I do like to keep my routine. I like to do one every week. So, yeah, but hopefully we get people commenting so I can interact with some of you guys in the comments, and you never know, someone might end up joining me later on in the stream. Just looking in the comments now. Sai's here. Hello, Sai. How you doing? Sorry for the background. Actually, the lighting's better than normal because I've managed to move it, but it might be a bit shaky because I'm having to hold it because the battery on my phone's overheating again. So I've had to take the sort of cover off and keep it on charge just so it doesn't die whilst I'm on the stream. So apologies for any shaky camera, but yeah, just have to see how it goes for now. I've not actually written anything down for this week. Like I said, it's pretty impromptu. I didn't really know until earlier today whether or not I was going to do one, but I just thought I might as well still do it just for a little bit, not as long. So yeah, what have I been watching recently? So because I've been away, I've obviously not watched anything from my collection. So the last couple of nights have just been streaming. So I've just streamed some stuff on Netflix. So on Saturday night, I started the night with Time Cop with Jean-Claude Van Damme, which I'd never seen before, but it looked up my street. I like those sorts of films. And yeah, I really did enjoy it. Just a slice of the 90s. But if anyone's seen it, the fact that they thought that was what 2004 was going to look at from a 1994 perspective is wild. But I suppose if time travel's invented, I don't know. Thought it was just a bit mad myself, but I enjoyed the film. I thought the action in it was good, and yeah, it was a decent little hour and a half's watch. And then I watched Idiocracy with Luke Wilson and Mike Judge film. It was okay. I don't know if I'd rush back to watch it again. It was getting on my nerves after a while. The fact that they were all thick and stupid, and it got a bit old after a while. So yeah, I wasn't huge on it. It was okay, but then after a certain point, I kind of just got a bit cheesed off with it. And then yesterday, I'm trying to remember what I watched yesterday now. I watched Stripes for the first time. Obviously, the classic Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, John Candy, sort of army basic training comedy from the early 80s. Obviously, it went on to more towards the end of the film, but very funny. I did really enjoy it. Obviously, directed by Ivan Reitman. Yeah, that was a good watch. And then after that, we watched. Get there in a minute. Oh, I rewatched Wake Up Dead Man, which I'd seen at the cinema a few weeks back, but my grandparents hadn't seen it. So we stuck that on and watched that. And yeah, I still really like it. I still think the first one's the best one, but I do really like all of them. I do like the gothic feel of this one. I think that's pretty good. And Glenn Close is really fantastic in it. I think she's probably steals the whole film for me. But yeah, I did enjoy going back and watching that again. And then this afternoon, I watched a film called About My Father, which is Robert De Niro and is it Sebastian Maniscalco, an American stand-up comedian, who I'm not really too familiar with, but I actually really enjoyed that. Kim Cattrall in there as well, Leslie Bibb. Yeah, that was a pretty funny watch. Not anything groundbreaking sort of comedy-wise, but it passed the time. I enjoyed it. And yeah, that's everything I've watched since I've been away. I will do a proper weekly watches of everything I had watched before I went away, plus whatever I end up watching Saturday night when I get home. I'll do one for next Sunday. Obviously, I did sort of a little pickups video yesterday, and there should be another part, but I might wait until I get home to record that. I've still got like my charity shop haul video from when I went out with Tim last weekend, which is still needs to be uploaded, so that'll probably come first maybe. So yeah, but that is everything that I have sort of watched over the last few days. Let's go back to the comments. Giz is here. Hello Giz, how are you? Stacey's here. Hello Stacey, how you doing? And we've got Spectre here. Hello Spectre, how are you doing? Stacey with the first question of the night. Did you like Hamnet? I've talked about this before. I obviously I saw it back in October now, because it sort of had all the things that I thought I would like, because I liked Nomadland. So that was a tick for Chloe Zhao. I generally like Paul Mescal and Jessie Buckley. I'm a fan of Shakespeare in Love, which is another, and it is sort of a love story. But my God, it's easily one of, and people are going to be saying the complete opposite to what I'm about to say. But for me, it's easily one of the worst films I've seen this year. Just so boring, so dull. I'd honestly rather watch paint dry. It just did absolutely nothing for me, to the point where I actually did fall asleep towards the end, because it just was like, what it was literally like watching nothing. They just sat. It's like, it's proper Oscar Beatty filmmaking. Shit. I mean, props to you if you go and watch it and you do like it. Film's subjective and all that. Everybody likes different things, but I just didn't get any enjoyment out of it personally. Just wasn't for me. And yeah, just I'm not going to go on too much more of a rant, because I have already ranted quite a bit about that in the past. But yeah, those are sort of my brief thoughts. To answer your question, Stacey, no, I did not like Hamnet. So, have you seen what Trump has said about Rob Reiner and his wife's death? He said it's happened due to his dislike of Trump. WTAF, I'd be embarrassed if that was my leader. Well, Trump embarrasses everyone. I mean, he's just an embarrassment to his country. I'm not, I don't get into politics on here, so I'm not going to go into that. But I mean, saying things like that's just stupid. I mean, I think you should think before you say things like that in public, because it's just going to make people think even worse of you, especially in the circumstances that have presented themselves, unfortunately. It is a very upsetting and quite a shocking thing that's happened. And I was honestly shocked when I read about it this morning. I didn't read about it until about 10 o'clock, because I hadn't really looked on my phone until then, but it genuinely shocked me. I think it popped up on my Facebook feed to start with, and I thought this has got to be some sort of AI stuff. And then I just thought I'd look on the internet, and I mean, yeah, it shocked me. And to find out over the course of the day how dark it actually, what actually happened was, yeah, it's just disgusting. It makes me feel ashamed for the world we now live in. But that's it. I was hoping that I'd have someone to discuss it with. Maybe I will later on. But yeah, it's just not good at all. Stacey saying, have you seen Equinox? I don't think I knew that one. I know, is there one called Equus? from the 70s. I know that one, but I haven't seen it. I don't think I'm familiar with that one, Stacey. What is your favorite movie this year? Well, now you ask that. Actually, it came out today over here. It's also Jim's favorite movie of the year. And I went into HMV this morning in York, just looking to go and get the Blu-ray to find that they actually also put it out on 4K. And that is The Long Walk. I might get it out later on. It is behind me, but I don't want to put the phone down at the moment. So yeah, I was happy. I mean, the only thing that kind of, but just a small bugbear, it's just a 4K, and I paid £25 for it, which is a bit expensive when it's just a 4K. £20 would have been better, I think. But at the end of the day, I'm only ever going to watch the 4K on my PS5, so it doesn't really matter to me all that much. But yeah, that's my favorite film at the moment this year. I mean, there's not too much left to come out this year, so I can't see it changing at the moment, but you never know. We've still got a few weeks left of the year. There are still some films that look interesting to come. Something could happen within the last, what was it, 2-3 weeks of the year that changes everything. But I mean, it's unlikely, but you never know. It could happen. Stranger things have indeed happened. Do you have a favorite Michelle Pfeiffer performance? Good question. I do like Michelle Pfeiffer. She is one of my favorites, and I've seen quite a lot with her in. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, there's a lot. There's so many that I could choose from. I'm just racking my head trying to think. I don't want to go with like an obvious one. She's really good in the Fabulous Baker Boys. I do think she's good in that, and obviously Scarface, but that's the obvious choice. Most people would probably go with that one. And I've got a soft spot for Up Close and Personal as well. There's probably loads that just going straight over my head because I can't really think. Yeah, those are some. Those are some of my sort of favorite performances from her, I would say. Next up, Rob Reiner and Peter Green, RIP, sad to be a movie fan. Yeah, we've lost a lot of great people this year, and some to very tragic circumstances. But yeah, it's just unfortunately that is life. But some things can be stopped, some things unfortunately can't. And yeah, two great people. I mean, I wouldn't put both of those people on the same level, as in not everybody is familiar with Peter Green. Probably as a face, if you said, oh, he's the guy from The Mask or whatever, then you'd probably know who you talked about. But Rob Reiner, a lot. He was more of a household name, I'd say, especially for movie fans. But nonetheless, both it's so very, very, just a very sad thing. So yeah. Right, Stacey, I'm gonna have to ask you to keep cool because I don't think what Sai said was out of order at all. He's just voicing his own opinions, and that is the whole point of this area. So rein it in. I'm only going to give you one warning because I don't want anyone to get into any arguments on here at all. I really enjoyed Dead Man's Wire. That'll be out in the first month of the year. They asked about the middle of January, I think that's coming out. New Gus Van Sant film. The trailer looked good. It's got Pacino in it, but I've heard that Pacino's the best part of the film. It looks like a film that probably should have been made 20 years ago, if you ask me. But again, it could be one that surprises everyone. We'll just have to wait and see. Hi Mark. Sorry, didn't think there was a stream tonight. Would have popped on if you let me know. Sorry. Yeah, it was a very sort of last minute thing, Mark. Hence it just being me. Because I'm away, so I didn't actually expect to do one, but because I've not doing anything at the moment, I thought I'd just do one just a bit later. But like I said, I mean, if you are free, I'll pop the link in the chat because at the moment it's just me flying solo. So at the moment, all I can really do is go through comments because I've not really got much else to talk about at the moment. Well, I got stuff that I could show off, but I don't think I will because there's stuff that are technically Christmas presents, and I probably will just do a Christmas haul after Christmas, and they'll be included in that. We'll see how it goes. I might show something. Yeah, like I said that, Stacey. I have seen the Fabulous Baker Boys. I do really like that, but I do also like Jeff Bridges. Beau Bridges is also good. Yeah, that's a film I'd quite like to see a Blu-ray release of. I've got a feeling like Imprint or some label like that has put it out on Blu-ray, but obviously it's not got like a European Blu-ray release as far as I know, so I couldn't even import it from the likes of Germany. Maybe there is. I haven't really looked for a while, but it's not something I particularly look at that much. But yeah, so I said sorry if I offended. Yeah, like I said, Si, everybody is welcome to their comments, and I personally didn't think anything you said was offensive. But like I said, I don't like to get into anything political on here because this is obviously a stream about films and TV and that sort of stuff. We go off topic a bit, but generally politics is a no-go area because it's just not something that ever causes anything good. It just causes arguments and debates because everybody's got their own opinion. So I rather it's not brought up. But I think the comment that you made wasn't very political. So that's why I read it. I wouldn't have read it if I thought that it was too political. Giz says the Wild Geese looks amazing on 4K. Would highly recommend. Oh yeah, did that come out today? I know that was due out. I didn't know if it was today or next week. Yeah, I might get that. If I get any Christmas money, I might get that because obviously I did have the opportunity to go and see it at the cinema a few weeks back. But I couldn't go out. I just done too much that day, that weekend, because it was just after the Birmingham meetup, and I was just exhausted, so I never ended up going in the end. But it's a film that I would like to see. I'd imagine Stuart probably got it last week because he always gets things early. Although actually, no, I think he said he was getting it for Christmas as a present, so he might not even have it yet. But yeah, everybody said that that's a pretty good film, so I shall look out for that one. Might even get it if I get a voucher at the end of the month from work. I might get it with that because there's not too much else coming out like between now and the end of the year anyway. No, it was something he said the other day. He was attacking me. Well, Stacey, that's got nothing to do with this stream. And like I said, I don't want any bad vibes on this stream at all. So anything like that, if it's brought up again, then I'm gonna have to put you in a timeout for a while because we don't want to be bickering with each other in the comments and attacking each other because that is not what this space is for. Hope you're having a good time away. Yeah, it's been nice so far, except for the weather. The weather's been shockingly bad, especially today. I mean, we went into York this morning, and literally since I got up, pretty much to now, it's not stopped raining, and it just got heavier and heavier throughout the day. So we only managed about half an hour's walk around York. So I did manage to get into HMV and CEX and a few other shops we went in, but then we had to come back. We'll go back later in the week. It's just not pleasant walking around when it's like that. And obviously yesterday was Sunday, so there's not really much you can do on Sundays because most places are shut. But there is a big designer outlet village just outside of York, which is literally just up the road from where we're staying. So we did walk around there for an hour. Just nice to get out. But we got plans pretty much every day this week. Make the most of it. Back on Saturday. I'll be back about Saturday afternoon. So, yeah, thanks for your comment, Stacey. Sai says, I went to see The Shining on IMAX last night. It was beautiful on the biggest screen. Yeah, I bet it was. Like I've said before, I'm not going to call The Shining overrated. I don't think it fits in that category. I just don't. I personally don't rate it as high as others do. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I think Jack Nicholson's performance is terrific. It's a very atmospheric film. It's a very good horror film, but it's not one of my favorite horror films of all time. Uh, Personally, I enjoy Doctor Sleep more. Now, I'm not saying that Doctor Sleep is a better film, like a better made film, but I personally get more out of Doctor Sleep. But that's just me personally. But I would still love to see The Shining on the big screen, on any like format on the big screen, because I think that would be a really good experience. And yeah, it's good that cinemas do show like some of the classics, because I mean, I saw Casablanca for the first time at the cinema, and God knows how long that would have taken me to watch if I hadn't have gone to see it at the cinema. But that was a great experience. Stacey says, "What children's story or book that you liked when you were younger would you like to see adapted that hasn't been yet?" That is a good question. It's a thinker. I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of the books I did read as a kid have been adapted. Like the first one that comes to my mind, I don't know if it's big over in America, but I used to read the Horrid Henry books over here. I think they're bigger over here, but that was made into a film. Not a great film either. Um, I never actually read the famous five books, but I do have all of them. They were given to me as a child. But I know that that's been adapted into like a series now. Yeah, I'm not too sure. It's good. It's a very good question. A lot of the Julia Donaldson books, but they have been adapted. They do them every Christmas, and the ones that I read have all been done now. So yeah, it would be some like sort of the Roald Dahl stuff that just hasn't been done yet. But then again, the only one that would have come to my mind that hasn't been done was the Twits, but that's just been done in animated form. Yeah, most of the Roald Dahl books that I have read have been done. Yeah, it's a good question, but I can't think of any. It would take me a while to think of some. I might come back to that. Is The Life of Chuck a movie you would go back to, Ollie, or is it a one-time watch? Oh yeah, I'd certainly go back to it. It's not one I would go back to a lot, but it's a thinker. It does make you think after you watch it, which I do like films that sort of leave you thinking for a while afterwards. It's just that sort of story. It's just a really moving, beautiful story. That's probably second or third on my favorite films this year. Just really well made, just flows really well. I definitely go back to it. I don't know if I'm guessing from that you've not seen it, but if you have, what would you say to that, Giz? I would go. I mean, I've got the 4K, and I do intend on going back to it soon. But then after I've watched it again, I'd probably leave it a while before going back to it. Only because personally, I don't watch films more than once a lot, because there's so many films I've still not seen that I definitely should have seen by now. So I don't like to go back and revisit films that much. Uh, but yeah, it's one that I would go back to. It's not definitely not a one-time watch film. It's not one of those where you're like, I'm glad I've seen it, but I don't need to see it again. It's one that I think watching it again could even help. You might take more away from it by watching it a couple of times. So yeah. What do you like better, Crazy Heart or King's Speech? I mean, Stacey, again, they're two completely different films. I'm guessing you're saying this because I don't even were they at the same Oscars? Because I thought Crazy Heart would have been the 2010 Oscars and King's Speech would have been the 2011 Oscars. Could be wrong. But if you're just asking what one I prefer, Crazy Heart. I love Jeff Bridges' performance in that film. I think Scott Cooper's a really underrated director. I just love the tone of that film, just the way, sort of not adventure, just the character arc that Jeff Bridges' character goes on throughout that film. I think's great. The music's great. I like The King's Speech, but it's been a long time since I've watched it. That's definitely overdue a rewatch. But I do remember the performances in that being very good. Spectre says, have you watched any Christmas movies so far this year? Not as many as I'd have liked to. I've watched a few. I saw the Polar Express at the cinema a few weekends ago. That was one of my favorites growing up, but then I stopped watching it for a few years. But the last 2 years, I have watched it. Bad Santa, I've watched. Always good, very funny, bit of a different Christmas film. And then I've watched the new one, Oh What Fun, with Michelle Pfeiffer, which was pretty good. I liked it. I don't know if I'd go back to it every year, but I did enjoy it. And that's about it, really. Like I said, I've really not watched much this year. I'm hopefully when I get home. I mean, it's going to be less than a week until Christmas. When I get home, I can just try and watch quite a bit. But I've just not been in that much of a mood to watch Christmas films this year. Purely because I've bought quite a lot recently, and I've been trying to get through a lot of that stuff. Oh, and I did watch Gremlins the other week as well. I love Gremlins. Again, I'd not seen it for a few years, so I thought, I'll go back and watch it. I like to sort of rotate Christmas films every year. I don't like watching the same every year. I like to leave a few years between some films because then I enjoy them all the more watching them again. Would you like to see a Scream movie in the Wild West? No, I don't think that would work, Stacey. Definitely not. Have you seen the trailer for Normal? It stars Bob Odenkirk as a small-town sheriff that seems to be under attack by terrorists. It looks fun. Yeah, that's the new Ben Wheatley film. Yeah, I did see the trailer for that earlier. Very quirky. I like those sorts of quirky films set in like a small town that aren't what they appear on the cover. Because the trailer starts out, a bit Fargo-y. That's, if you know what I mean, like that sort of what I suppose it's the same sort of area in America. And then it sort of turns up to 11 sort of towards the end of the trailer, and you're like, so this is basically nobody. But Bob Odenkirk's playing a sheriff going up against a terrorist. It's still going to be a lot of fun, I think. It does look really good, and it's a good teaser because it sort of flips it on the head. It's not what you expect. But I do like Bob Odenkirk. I love both the Nobody films, and yeah, bit hit and miss with Ben Wheatley, but this one does look like a lot of fun. Stacey said favorite scenes in Horse Whisperer. Oh, I don't know scenes. I do like Horse Whisperer though. Excuse me. The scene where Kristen Scott Thomas and Robert Redford's characters ride on the horses together for the first time, and the famous theme that was played in a lot of like adverts in the early noughties comes on. That's good because that music's just very nostalgic to me because I remember it being on like it was shown on lots of trailers in front of DVDs when I was younger, so just brings me back to that memory, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, really good film, underrated film, I would say, but it's hard to pinpoint. I think it's a bit of a long film as well. It's like 2.5 hours from memory, but it's hard to pinpoint an exact scene in that film. Is there a movie that bombed this year but you liked and think deserved better? I'm not really good with box office sort of stuff. So it's difficult to sort of answer that one without knowing exactly how much certain films. I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Do you mean Do you mean? I'm guessing you do mean box office. You haven't used the words, but I'm guessing that is what you mean. But like I say, I'm not too sure. Um, Yeah, I can't really think of too much that comes to mind that I know definitely bombed. Yeah, I got mental blank there. Sorry, Spectre. What did you think of the Golden Globe nominations? I'm glad that one battle after another got some. I wish Delroy Lindo got nominated for Sinners. Yeah, I did see them. If you want my very, very humble opinion, it's just my opinion there. I think this year's very poor. I think they're really scraping the barrel this year. I think prestige films this year haven't been good compared to previous years. I think the last few years haven't been great, if I'm being honest with you. Certainly not like they used to be years ago. Uh, Again, is like it goes back to the question: are films still good anymore? You get some good films, but the really good films generally don't get awards attention. They're just good films. Um, Personally, yeah, I mean, I just I don't. There's nobody this year who there's no film or no specific performance that has got a nomination that I'm like really rooting for this year. Because I don't I think of the films that have been nominated, they've all been good films, like one battle after another. I know generally by the majority that is loved. I liked it. I thought it was a good film, but I didn't love it. So I wouldn't consider it. I mean, everyone's saying Timothy Chalamet, but I've not even seen that film yet. And as you know, I'm not a big fan of his. Um, yeah, there's just I think there were better performances, like you say, like Delroy Lindo, although I wasn't a huge on Sinners either, that probably should have got nominated that didn't, and we're getting some nominations come through that are just like, what, really? Okay, I guess. So, yeah, to put it short. Maybe you will like the 1992 action comedy Cuffs. I've heard of it, but I honestly don't know anything about that one. Universal and Donna Langley rings you. She says, pick a foreign language film, and we can adapt that for a new movie. As in, I mean, I don't know why you're being specific with people. I mean, do you mean a film, any foreign language film, or a foreign language film that was put out by Universal? And are you saying adapting it English language? I mean, I'm not too sure there, Stacey. Maybe you can clarify it for a bit for me so I know exactly what you're asking. Yes, Horse Whisperers, terrific. Yeah, it is a good film. But Robert Redford was one of my favorites. There wasn't many films of his that I didn't enjoy. I mean, of course, he had some duds, but I still enjoy even the not so great ones. I mean, like Legal Eagles, which I know isn't considered the best in his filmography, but I got a soft spot for it. I do enjoy that film. Jeff Snyder reports Antonio Banderas and Nick Cage for True Detective season. Well, I like Nick Cage's casting because I think it's interesting for him because he doesn't really do TV. Obviously, he's got Spider Noir coming out next year at some point, so it could be interesting to see what that one's like. But yeah, I can see him fitting into that sort of world quite well. Antonio Banderas, I don't know. I've never been huge on him, if I'm being honest with you. Um, and a role like that in a prestige TV series like that, it would have to be a really well written character, which I'm sure it would be. And I don't know if he could pull it off. I'd need to know the sort of character he's playing first before I get really interested. Dramas I wanted to recommend or ask if you've seen Tumbleweeds and Georgia. No, I've not heard or seen of either of those films, Stacey, but I shall have to go and check them out and see what they're all about. Do you subscribe to any movie magazines, Ollie, like Empire, etc.? I don't subscribe to any, but I always get, which I've got this year, the like 2026 preview, which is the January issue of Empire, because I like to read the bits of the films that are coming next year. Although obviously I know pretty much all of them, but it's just you get first look images as well, stuff like that. So I do like getting that every year. I also get the big Christmas double bill of the Radio Times every year. I've got that since I was really young. But I've never actually, I don't think I've ever subscribed to any magazines. I do like physically picking up magazines and reading them. It's not the same when you're reading the news online, because you just read it, skim through it, and that's it. But when you've got it physically, it's just nice to look at, I think. But no, to answer your question, I don't actually subscribe to any magazines, but I do occasionally pick some up and read them. Underrated movie villains. I don't know. Again, that's a bit of a thinker of a question. I could definitely have a think on that one, but it could take me a while to think of any. That's when it's easier when you've got two minds, because you can work together. Gosh, underrated movie villains. It's very broad because it could be any type of film, couldn't it? And there's villains in quite a lot of films. Yeah, I might have to, again, sorry, I can't answer this one straight away, Stacey. I might have to come back to you on that one, because I'll be sat having a brain fart for quite a while if I think of that. I'm sure there's some good answers at the back of my head somewhere. I just can't think of any off the top of my head. Both Oscar nominees. I'm guessing you mean the two films that you recommended to me. Yeah, like I say, I will definitely check them out and see what they're all about. Swimming in indoor heated pools is terrific. Do you like to swim? I can't swim. I had lessons when I was younger, but I always found it difficult when there was a big group of you and all the other kids just wanted to splash around and mess around, or specifically at the class that I went to, and I never actually really learned anything, and I've not picked anything up since. And I know it's probably a wimpy thing to say, but I used to be scared of water as a kid. So the idea of going in a massive pool of water didn't ever really appeal to me, and I've just never really bothered with it since. I might one day, and I've never, well, obviously other than when I was a kid going in the swimming pools at leisure centres, they were probably heated, I would think, but yeah, not something I generally do. Your favorite low cost movie pickup of the year? Oh, crikey. Well, a film I've not actually got it yet, but I did order it the other day. I got the new How to Train Your Dragon. I think it's the 4K. Can't actually remember, on Vinted. I picked up for £12, which I thought was a really good deal. I think that's pretty good. Quite a low cost considering it only came out physically 2 months ago. So I think that's a pretty good deal. And again on Vinted, not a movie, but TV series. I picked up the entire complete seasons, all 5 seasons of The Crown for £7. I've not got them yet. I'll get them when I get back. Have to pick them up. But I think that's a pretty good deal. Vintage is always good for deals like that. But yeah, I've picked up a lot of stuff this year. A lot of my charity shop stuff's been really good as well. Yeah, I've got a lot from charity shops this year. Too much probably, because I've not got enough time to watch them all. But I might get to them all eventually, hopefully. That's fine. Thanks. Take your time for any. Yeah. Like I said, there's so many films to get through. And maybe I will get to those one day. Who knows? Thoughts on The Firm? I really like that one as it gets better each time, each watch. Really fine performances from. Yeah. I like The Firm. Was it Sidney Pollack that did the firm? I can't remember now. I know it's Tom Cruise and Gene Hackman. I like it. It's been again a fair few years now since I've seen it, but I do remember really liking it. I think it's got a 4K release now. I'd like to just pick it up physically and give it another watch. But I love those sorts of conspiracy thriller sort of films. I love John Grisham adaptations. Um, I really like Tom Cruise as well. Like you said, the performances in that from everyone is top board. Yeah, it's a film that I do quite enjoy. Do you watch Stranger Things? If you do, are you up to date? I do indeed, and I am up to date. I did watch the trailer for Volume 2 that came out earlier today. I have to say, it looks quite underwhelming. That it's not the trailer for the first part got me going because there's a lot of stuff in there. There's lots of things happening, but this one there doesn't seem to be a lot going on. There's nothing that I was like, wow. I mean, it did pick up the second half of the trailer, but I'm hoping that the finale is going to be a big one. I do know that it's, I think, about 2 hours long, the finale. But yeah, Stranger Things is a series that I've always liked since I started watching it. But I wouldn't say it's my favorite series that's ongoing, although when it was finishing. It's just not. There's something about it, as it has gone on through later series, it's kind of dropped off a little bit for me. I don't know if anyone else agrees with that. But I did like the first 4 episodes. I didn't love them; they were good, but it seemed like there was a lot of filler in there. There was a lot of exposition that wasn't really needed to get to where they got to. So yeah, would Winona Ryder have been a good olive oil for a Popeye movie if that was made? Well, I mean, when the original was made, she would definitely have been too young, so not then. And I don't know. I don't know. Popeye's the sort of thing that it would work now, but in like an animated form. And I know they were going to do one because there's the test footage out there still, I think, available online to watch, but they never actually made it. And I do think that that could have worked, but I don't think now that would work like it did in the early 80s. Although I've not seen the original film. So I don't know, and I'm not too sure of characters either, so I couldn't give you a straight up answer there. Top 3 Stranger Things characters. Well, number 1 would definitely be Steve. He is my favorite, and he has been for a long time. I just love his character arc that he's gone through. I've got to go Dustin then. Dustin and Steve, great combo there. And might go for Murray as well because he provides like a nice bit of comic relief. He's not in it that much, but when he's in it, he does bring a nice bit of comedy to it, especially in the last series. I thought he was really good in the last series, season 4. So yeah, those are my top 3, I would say. Pluribus is good. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Yeah, I've seen the first 2 episodes. I think there's about 5 or 6 out now, but I have seen the first 2. It is good. It's been a hard one for me to get into, but I am enjoying it. It's not one because it's one where you really do have to pay attention. So I have got to be in the right mood to stick it on. And I think I watched the second episode in 2 parts because I just couldn't concentrate fully and I wanted to give my full concentration to it. But yeah, it's really good. I like it's very different and it's not the same sort of thing that we usually get. And I think Vince Gilligan is pretty good at that, although I've not seen Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul yet. But yeah, I'm enjoying what I have seen of it so far. Do you like Rob Reiner rom-com? Rumor has it Kevin Costner, Shirley MacLaine, Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, it's good. Definitely not one of his best films. I have got the Blu-ray of it. It's enjoyable. It's not a great film. It is probably towards the lower end of his films that I've seen. But it's watchable. I'm a sucker for a rom-com. I'm not mad about the fact that they're sort of ripping off The Graduate a bit, but It's got a great cast. Got Mark Ruffalo in there as well. Kathy Bates has a cameo in it as well. Yeah, I do like it, but I wouldn't say I love it though. What are some of your favorite Oscar-winning performances ever, or among the ones you have seen? I would say Sam Rockwell in Three Billboards. I thought he was phenomenal in that. Definitely deserved that award. Brendan Fraser in The Whale, another phenomenal performance. Just trying to think of other ones. I'll go Shirley MacLaine in terms of endearment. I thought she was fantastic in that. Got to go for another female one as well. I'll go Julia Roberts and Erin Brockovich. I thought she gave a fantastic performance in that. And I'll also go with my girl Meryl Streep in The Iron Lady. I thought she transformed into Margaret Thatcher, whether you like Margaret Thatcher or not. She was absolutely incredible in that film. You really took to the part very well, as she does with most of her roles. So yeah, those are some of them. I like Murray, Steve, and Yuri from Stranger Things. Yeah, well, you got two of mine there. Yeah, Yuri was good. Yuri was good, yeah. You find some creature, it doesn't know anything, and is all excited and happy and needs assistance. You sit it down and give it water. And what movie would you put on to help assimilate the friendly creature? I don't know, Stacey. I honestly don't know. That's a weird question. Sorry, Stacey. If you've seen Dave, do you think Jeff Bridges would have been better than Kevin Kline in that? I think Kevin Kline's brilliant in that. I don't, I don't, I don't see how it would have worked any better with Jeff Bridges in the role. Like I said, I've said before, I do really like Jeff Bridges, but he's not got as much comic chops as Kevin Kline does, and I think Kevin Kline fits into that role really well. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oscar predictions or guesses. Do you think Buckley will win Best Actress? Not do you want because I know you dislike that movie, but do you think she will win? Again, until the nominations come out, it's kind of going to be hard to tell. I've not seen all of the Oscar type films that have come out so far this year. I haven't seen. I don't know if she's won many of the smaller awards yet. But like I said, it is an Oscar bait film. It wouldn't surprise me. She's definitely going to get nominated, I would think. I don't know. I don't know if it's her time to win an Oscar yet, and I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it would be a lead performance, but yeah, it's a difficult one. It's hard to know until the Oscar like the actual nominations come out, which won't be until next year now. But it's definitely possible, I think. Best Actress, do you see Rose Byrne as a dark horse to win if I had legs move? I've not seen that. I doubt it very much. It's a small A24 movie that wasn't really advertised that much. They've not really pushed it that much for an awards campaign. Yes, she's been nominated for a Golden Globe, but like I said, the Golden Globes are a bit of a joke anyway. Probably not, I would say. I don't think so, though. For Best Actor, do you think Chalamet, DiCaprio, or Ethan Hawke? I hear it described as a three-horse race, and even Wagner Moura, the secret agent, as a contender as well. Well, I've only seen one of those performances, and that's obviously DiCaprio's performance in One Battle After Another. I've heard Ethan Hawke is fantastic in Blue Moon, and I've heard Chalamet's really good in Marty Supreme. If I was to bet on it now, I'm going to say Chalamet's going to win. He's really going for the awards with this one, and I have heard he is excellent in the film. So at the moment, I would say Chalamet, but I can't say it with certainty until I've seen the film, and I need to see Blue Moon as well. Although as much as I'd love to see Ethan Hawke win an Oscar, I don't know, because that film is a smaller film. It hasn't been talked about as much. It's been out in America for a few months now, so it's definitely less likely, because the traction from the film is definitely going down, but could be, yeah. Supporting actress, I think Amy Madigan will edge out Tiana for 100%. If Amy Madigan doesn't win in that category, all of the awards, there's something wrong. She is far ahead of the others. Tiana Taylor isn't really in One Battle After Another enough to warrant an Oscar. I don't think her performance is anywhere near as strong as Amy Madigan's in Weapons. I think that is one of the best performances this year in any capacity. So 100%, I do think she's got that in the bag. I'd like to see Michael B. Jordan win Best Actor at the Oscars one day. I don't think it'll be his day this year. I think it came out too long ago. They positioned it completely wrong, putting it in April just after last year's Oscar or this year's Oscars. The wrong move, I think. It's been too long now, I think. And I don't think the film's right for him either, even though the performances are there. I think he's got something else in him that could really show that he's worthy of the Best Actor Oscar. So yeah, I'd like to see him win it one day. I don't think his day's this year. I don't even think he was nominated for a Golden Globe. So if he's not even nominated for them, it's highly unlikely he'll get in at the Oscars for a nomination, but we'll just have to see with that one. Song Sung Blue, the documentary, is a must-watch. The story and movie itself is terrific too. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the film, not the documentary, the Hugh Jackman, Kate Hudson film, which comes out on New Year's Day over here. That's how I'm going to spend my New Year's Day. I shall be watching that, and then probably the finale of Stranger Things. But yeah, that looks right up my street. I love Neil Diamond. I love Hugh Jackman. I think I'm going to really enjoy that one. It's definitely one that I'm looking forward to. Chase Infinity is the only threat to Amy Madigan for supporting actress. Too early for her. I know obviously you had like Mikey Madison last year and she was like sort of came out of nowhere. But it's way too early for Chase Infinity to win an Oscar. I think she needs to do more before she gets there. She gave a good performance in One Battle After Another, but again, like I said, I don't think it shines a light on Amy Madigan, what she did in Weapons. I think she's solidly got that one in the bag. Stacey says, I completely agree, Ollie. Had Taylor been in the movie or in the story in the third act or returned, then it would be close a bit. Amy should win, I agree. Yeah. As I said, I don't think there was anything wrong with her performance in that film. I just don't think she was in it enough. And I don't think her performance was anywhere near as strong as Amy Madigan's. But again, I can't see into the future. We could get some crazy thing happen at the awards because we've still got the big ones to come. So we will just have to wait and see what happens with that one. That person is not even getting nominated in supporting actress categories. They are building an actress campaign for that performer, Chase Infinity. She will not be eligible in supporting actress category. I don't think that's the right move. If they are trying to push her for like lead actress, I don't think that's right. Because although she is technically the lead actress in that, it's better putting her in the support. She'd have a stronger chance in the supporting actress category than a lead actress. Again, because she's not really done any. This is her first film. I don't think it's great putting her up against Hollywood heavyweights and actresses that really have had a career and they're building more of a career than her. But yeah, I'll have to see. One Battle After Another is running campaign for Infinity Actress camp. Agree, Ollie, too early. Supporting actress campaigns are being run for Regina Hall and Tiana Taylor. Regina Hall, I don't see it. Again, she's good in that film, but supporting actress at awards, I don't think so. It's one of those where I think obviously they want to push it for as many awards as they can in all of the categories they can, but I don't think there is a particularly strong supporting actress role in that film. There are good supporting actress roles from all of the supporting actresses in that film, but nothing that is strong enough to have a chance to win. I think all the other categories, I say all the others. I think best actor and supporting actor. I think DiCaprio and Penn, even Del Toro, are pretty much locks for all of those categories because their performances really were something in that film. What are some of your favorite comedy programs or sitcoms? Over the years, there's been I like a lot of different comedy stuff. I used to like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. If you're talking British, The Inbetweeners, Friday Night Dinner, stuff like that. Yeah, again, it's another one I'd have to have a think because I do like sitcoms and that sort of stuff. I do quite like American sitcoms. I mean, like you've got The Office as well. American Office, I love. I did like The Paper as well. I thought that was really good. Good follow up. Yeah, I'd have to have another think on that one. I agree, Ollie, Ari, Regina. Yeah. 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 What are some of your favorite Western scenes or great cinematography parts you like? Tombstone. Obviously when they're all walking together, which is on the front cover of the Blu-ray. I think that's iconic. That's the biggest one that comes into my head. Westerns is another sort of more of a grey area for me. I do need to watch more Westerns. It's a genre that I do like. I've just not got into it as much. I've watched more modern Westerns than some of the classics. Yeah, again, I would probably say the best one that I can think of is Tombstone, but there might be others if I had a longer think of it. Right, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to grab a few of the Blu-rays that I got today. I'll show them off. We probably won't go too much longer because there's not that many more comments coming in, and I'll end up running out of stuff to talk about. But yeah, I'll show you a few more stuff, see how the comments are going, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'll be back in a second. Not at all. Right, I've just grabbed four because I don't want to show them all. I'll just show you a glimpse of what I've got. So obviously not everyone's going to be watching this stream, so it's just a little bit of a teaser of what's to come, I suppose. But I actually got two Studio Canal Classics, Vintage Classics titles. As I said, all from CEX. First one is Appointment in London. I'm trying to get into like these sort of older British classics. I know Roy probably knows a lot of these. Roy probably even knows this one. Dirk Bogarde, Ian Hunter, Dina Sheridan, and William Sylvester. It's a war film as well, so I just thought I'd give that one a go. It looks like it could be quite good, and I just want to get into more of the older films. And another one, same vein, An Inspector Calls. A lot of the guys have sort of been praising this one recently. Stuart said it was great. Roy said it was great. I studied this at school. I've watched the new 2015 version that was done for the BBC. Love Alistair Sim, especially as Scrooge. So for £5, yeah, I picked that one as well because I think I will enjoy that one. And then two Paul Newman titles as well. One on the HMV Premium label. We have The Drowning Pool, which I only realised after I picked it up is a sequel to a film called Harper from the 60s. But it looks like the sort of film where it doesn't follow on from the previous film. So I think I'd be okay to watch it. Let me know if I'm wrong, and I do definitely need to watch Harper before I watch this one. But I love a good detective film. He plays a private eye in this. Stars his real life wife, Joanne Woodward, as well. So yeah, that one looks like could be quite good. And another Paul Newman film, which I've heard is a classic. Jim's spoken about it a lot, as have a lot of the other guys. So I thought I'd finally pick it up. Or I didn't get it. My grandparents. These are all from my grandparents for Christmas. It's Slapshot, Paul Newman, about the ice hockey team, the Hanson brothers. I've heard lots of stuff about this film. I'm really looking forward to checking it out. I really do like Paul Newman. So yeah, been looking forward to watching that one when I get to it after Christmas. So yeah, that's just a little bit of a tease of what I got today. Like I said, I do plan on getting a few more bits and pieces throughout the week whilst I'm away. So I'd imagine there'll be another sort of pickups video, but not until I get home. But yeah, let's go through the rest of the comments, and then I think we'll call it a night. Bit like I said, it was just a bit of a different stream. I didn't even expect to do this. So the fact it's gone on for an hour is pretty good anyway. What movie you want a new edition for? I'm not huge on getting new editions as long as I've got a Blu-ray copy of the film in my collection. I'm happy with that, even if it's just a bare bones standard release, because I don't really do limited or special editions. I get the film for the film, not for the special features or the packaging. Like, I know other people are interested in that, but it's not my thing. I get a film to watch the film itself. I never look at special features, so I can't really answer that question honestly. Would Richard Dreyfuss have been good in Misery main role? I think James Caan was perfect in that film personally. I don't think Richard Dreyfuss would have improved in any way that performance from James Caan. As fine an actor as I think Richard Dreyfuss is, I just don't think he could have fit in that role as well as James Caan did. The 90s comedy you might like, The Super, Joe Pesci, also Jimmy Hollywood. Both flopped, might be hard to find, but maybe streaming. Yeah, I do really like Joe Pesci. I've heard of both of those, but I'd imagine they're the types of films that are probably hard to find now. But I will have a look for both of them. Which performers work you prefer, Paul Mescal or James McAvoy? Oh, James McAvoy, 100%. He's been working longer. He does more of the sort of things that I enjoy. Paul Mescal's very art housey. He likes to do different things. The stuff that he has done, I've not been huge on. I liked Gladiator 2, but obviously I didn't like Hamnet. His more indie stuff, I'm not too familiar with either. I never watched Normal People. So like I said, because James McAvoy's been going on a lot longer, I would definitely have to go with James McAvoy there. I'd highly recommend watching Harper first for sure. Yeah, I don't think we've got a Blu-ray of that here, which is a shame. I don't think maybe the premium collection did. I don't know. Again, let me know if anybody knows. But it's a shame. If I have to sort of get Harper somewhere, like even on DVD, then I will. But it was a Paul Newman film for £6 on the premium collection that I had heard of before, but obviously didn't know what it was about. So that's why I picked it up. Have you seen Nobody's Fool with Paul Newman? It's one of his best performances. Yes, I watched that a few years ago, and did really like that. Bruce Willis in that one as well, if I remember, and if I remember rightly, Jessica Tandy's last role, I think. Really good film. Yeah, I did like that. Again, another one I'd like to get on Blu-ray. I think Imprint released that as well. We haven't had a Blu-ray release over here, so maybe one day Paramount will release that one over here. But I would like to pick that one up because I do remember enjoying that. Yeah, and I think he probably should have won an Oscar for his role in that. Another billiards movie with Tom Cruise character as mentor would be good. Oh, as in a follow-on from The Color of Money. I don't know. I don't think there's an audience for that now, especially where Tom Cruise is at with his career. I don't think he'd go back to do something like that. Funnily enough, that is one of the longest gaps between sequels, which is weird to think. Now we're getting sequels to films from the 80s. Did you like Moonstruck? Again, it's been a few years since I've watched that now, but when I did watch it, I did really like it. Norman Jewison. It was one that I enjoyed. I will have to pick that up on Blu-ray as well at some point. It's another one that I probably should have in the collection because I do remember really liking it. Nick Cage, Cher, Olympia Dukakis, Danny Aiello, like a great cast, just a great film. So yes, I do like Moonstruck. Also recommend 90s thriller Blink, Madeline Stowe. Thank you, Stacey. I will look out for that one as well. You can see Jim or Andy for a movie. What genre or specific movie you can watch with Jim, and what genre and specific movie for Andy? Oh, to watch with them. Well, with Andy, I'd probably go with like a teen comedy, because I know we spoke about it on a last live stream before. We both really like teen comedies like American Pie and that sort of thing. So I'd probably go with that, or just comedy in general with Andy. And then Jim, probably be better off going with like some sort of B movie canon film from the 80s that I've never heard of. That Jim's like, wow, it's the best thing ever made. I'd probably go with that because I know he does enjoy those sorts of films, and it's a grey area for me. So it would be good to watch more of those kinds of films. So yeah, there you go. That one. I bought Sam a copy of Nobody's Fault. Was it Blu-ray or DVD? I'm guessing it was DVD. Sai. Sam would definitely like that one. I'm guessing you bought it for him because he hasn't seen it yet. But I know Sam would definitely like that one. Yeah, I would like I said, one that I definitely would like to pick up at some point. Tarantino comments on Dano. Are there any specific performers that irk you? I mean, I wouldn't go to the lengths that Tarantino went with his comments about Paul Dano, but I'm not a huge Paul Dano fan either, but not to the length that Tarantino went. Uh, Chalamet, like I said, I don't see what everybody else sees in Chalamet. Obviously, Drew Barrymore, she just annoys the hell out of me. Rebel Wilson's terrible. Amy Schumer's not very good. I mean, I'm just listing bad actors now. But yeah, Chalamet's probably the biggest one for me because I know a lot of people do like him. But for me, oh, and yeah, you've said one. Ryan Reynolds, annoying, just the same sort of shtick in everything he does. He's not that funny. He plays on the Deadpool character quite a lot with the same sort of humor. Some films I really do like with him in. I do enjoy the Deadpool films, but they grate on me after a while because they're sort of the same old, stupid comedy. Have a terrific holiday and hope the weather improves in the best all. Well, thank you very much, Stacey. Do appreciate your kind words. DVD. Okay, yeah, I'll look out for the DVD then because I'd imagine it's not very expensive. And again, like I said, it's one that I would quite like to have in my collection. Final questions. Snyder says Batista likely for Brainiac. Is that okay for you? I'm not too familiar with Brainiac, the character of Brainiac. I like Batista, but he's very muscly. I don't know. I couldn't give you an honest answer because, again, I'm not too familiar with that character and what he's supposed to be like and whether Batista fits the character. But I mean, I'd imagine if he is being eyed up to be that character, then he must be somewhat a good fit. Also, would Batista be a good Fred Flintstone? Nah, not at all. He's not got the right comedy chops to play Fred Flintstone, or the physique. He's muscly. Fred Flintstone's muscly in another way. So yeah, I don't think that would fit right. Right. That's the end of the comments. Thank you to everyone that did participate this week. I know it's not like the usual. We will be back to normal at 7 o'clock next week with some guests, hopefully. But I just wanted to jump on because I like to do this every week, keeping sort of a tradition of things. But I do appreciate everyone that did take the time to leave comments. The usual guys, Stacey, Sai, Giz, Spectre. I don't want to miss anyone. Mark. I'm just going up because I don't want to miss anyone. I think that was everyone. All you guys for commenting. Thank you. It does mean the world to me that you came by and sent me a comment. because yeah, if I hadn't had any comments from you guys, this would have been a very shorter stream. So says John Cena would be a good friend Flintstone. Yeah, because he is quite funny, and yeah, I could see that actually. Thank you very much, Spectre, and thank you, Sai, as well. Thank you, everyone else that watched this, even if you didn't comment tonight. It's appreciated that you took some time out to watch me waffle on about crap. But yeah, that's it for now. And I will see you again next week at 7 p.m. For the next stream. Bye, everyone.